Mind the culture.
Mind your
Culture
culture.
in
My
your
culture.
mind.
Culture in
Culture
mind.
and mind.
This is the podcast for the culture.
Welcome to another episode of Mind Culture Podcast. Today I have Mustapha Ajdour, third time Red Bull BC1 Cypher Austria champion, as well as many other b-boying competition. He's a master of his craft, and we're gonna talk about breaking. This podcast is possible thanks to wonderful support of Superar Vienna, who let us use this space. Please check them out. They do a lot of interesting musical and artistic events the whole year. This is Kulturhaus Brotfabrik in old bread factory turned cultural avenue in Vienna. Really awesome space. The podcast is possible thanks to Viral Visions, European Erasmus Plus projects, as well as BMKS Austria. So let's begin. So you've been a champion how many times in
Austria?
Mm-hmm.
3 times.
3 times.
3 times Red Bull BC1 champion.
So you've been champion 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How come?
Training.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the biggest, there is the Red Bull BC1, right? There is the biggest one of the biggest breakdance competitions in the world.
Yeah.
And it has something called a qualifier in Austria, which is like they're looking
Cypher.
for the best b-boys in Austria.
Yeah.
And you got it 3 times.
Yeah.
Do you think the level in Austria is high?
I don't know. Like, it's, you can say high, but also if you compare it with bigger scenes, it's not that high.
So in b-boy scene, yes. In bigger scene, no.
I cannot say this, but like, for example, all the community we have in Austria, all the b-boys and the biggers we have in Austria, if you go to France, maybe they have it in one city.
Okay.
So that's the difference. It's like in Austria is a little bit less compared to other countries. But the generation that is coming after us, they are on fire. So we have like good hopes.
Yeah, that's what I heard exactly with also Łukasz told me that like they
Who?
knew Łukasz Pilgrim.
I don't know.
No, okay. He told me, a friend of mine, b-boy, he told me that there is a big, spike in quality right now from the young
Breaking.
people.
Yeah. The young people, they are crazy. I've seen some videos. I'm like, how they do this stuff? Like so much complex and.
This is for me. It's interesting because like, when I look at your videos, like I'm thinking, is there something more that you can achieve in breaking because it's already on such a high level? And then you say that there are some people that you look at their videos and you think, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So
The thing in breaking is like it's endless. Every day there is new movement patterns. You cannot get enough from it. So there is always something you wanna dig deep in or something you wanna develop. Yeah.
So are you feeling inspired by doing it? Like, do you keep on evolving or?
Yeah, of course, because every time in breaking we have a lot of elements. Okay, I'm just talking movement-wise. We have a lot of elements and a lot of levels, and every time you dig into some level that is new for you, it's like a newborn for you again. It's like, wow, I never tried this level, and then you dig deep in it like you just started breaking. And that's the beautiful part about it, is that you always find something that you can develop or you can work on. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit like, what kind of personality do you need to have in order to be a successful b-boy?
You need to be a fighter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of fighter?
That's like breaking is not. It's breaking. It's rough. It's competition. It's and we have like competitions with certain rules, so you have to have your own style, your own character, your own personality. So you really need to be solid in your head, to be able to perform against somebody and confront him, and you see the crowd and there is 5 judges judging you.
So
So
there
yeah,
is a lot of pressure. You gotta deal with pressure,
yeah, yeah.
right?
There is pressure, but you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
The more you do it, the more you get used to it. So you don't try to think about the pressure. You just think about you bringing the raw version of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are the obstacles that you have to overcome? Like maybe you yourself, like what would be the thing that holds you back the most if you in becoming the best version of yourself?
Actually, it's your mind. It's just your own thoughts, you know? So sometimes when you start to think about, oh, does this look nice? Does this look not nice? This dummy ideas, then you can get trapped. Or when you are thinking about the pressure, or you don't like the music and you keep on thinking, I don't like the music, then you just build on it. So this is but with the time, I mean, the more you break, the more you do competitions and this, you understand that you can just do your best on that time, especially on that moment when you step into the floor. So the more you try to do it, sometimes it works, sometimes not. But one time it clicks, and then you understand that all the thoughts you have in your mind is just something to the side. Once you block them and you just focus on yourself, you perform very well.
So you say that there is, in order to perform very well, you have to be focused on just delivering the best version of you, even if you don't
Yeah.
like the music, even if you are
Yeah.
not sure about the aesthetics of the
Exactly.
solo that you're doing.
Exactly. You just have to do yourself. There is a lot of circumstances that come. So, for example, sometimes I compete in an event and the floor is not the best. It's slippery, or
That's
it's
often.
even maybe sideways a little bit. Are you gonna step in and you say, you stop the music and start to complain
Right.
about this? It does not fit. So you just have to do your best, and that's it. It's a dance, so you have to dance.
So that's at the competition level, and tell me about like in everyday life, like how do you prepare for being the best? How do you prepare for competing at the highest level?
You just commit yourself to what you do, and you analyze. You analyze your things, what is good, what is not good, what do you need, what's missing in your dance, and you try to fill in the gaps. And then slowly, you cannot reach a high level in 2 years or in 5 years, you always need 10 years plus to be able to let something click, to reach a high level in a international scene. So you always need, it's this work, and you have to do it for
10
years.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistent with it.
So when you say consistent with it, look, I always like because I started breaking, I don't know when, but like I started breaking after I did, ballet, after I did
Okay.
contemporary dance.
Nice.
So I started it as a way to expand my movement vocabulary. But then of course I
Nice.
have to,
Dope.
learn a lot of how to, unlearn certain patterns in my body. So I had like this, I don't know, like I was very fluid, and in breaking, it's not always very good to be very fluid, because you cannot do the power moves when you're fluid, because then your
Or
body
the
cannot stay behind.
freezes.
Yeah. So it took me many years to just to train my body to be like energetic and sharp, actually. Like that then in itself was like 5 years.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like I feel like if you start when you're older to learn new
it
things. It takes so much longer than if you're like when you're young. So I don't think like my 10 years will be the same as your 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By which I don't have 10 years, I think, yet. But it's still, I'm not on the level, never gonna be. But I tend to struggle with, I don't know what it is. Like, look, I don't wanna be like battling, or I don't wanna be knowing how to say. I don't wanna be like competitive, but I want to be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Just for yourself.
Just for myself.
For your performance, for your skills. Yeah.
But I struggle with keeping up this motivation to just, training every day or like every second day. Like it just gets hard because it's such a hard thing to do, breakdance.
It is hard. It's not easy.
How to find motivation? How do what could you tell me? Like how could you help me, just keep on going?
First, you cannot find the joy in everything you do, Sometimes you just have to do it. Just have to show up and just do it. But the result you get after, when you just show up and be in that place for 2 hours and be committed, the results, they show up after, So it could be like for me, the best way to get motivation is you always set some goals. It does not have to be a big goal. It can be just, for example, this month I want to do a handstand to air baby to handstand to 90. Some combo. And every time you go to train, you try to get it. And then maybe after 1 week or 2 or 3 or a month, you did it. Then you feel joyful after. You feel like, oh, I achieved something. So the best way for me to get motivation is just setting goals. Yeah. Or maybe just exchanging with friends, Also sometimes, like, I also have this, sometimes you don't have the fire anymore.
Right.
And then I say, okay, I need to travel. And I would go to some other city where there is some new, different break-in, They are maybe more motivated than me, And then I would be there, spend 1 weekend with them, come back, and I'm refreshed again with new energy.
So you have like a strategy to deal with it.
Yeah, you just have to play with it, You just have to be playful sometimes.
Oh, that's really smart, actually. And tell me, because also what I experience a lot when I train is that I train, I learn new things, and then I forget what I learned. Like it's maybe not in the body, not immediately in the body, but I forget that I've been learning and practicing this move, So it's like the moment I go to a jam or something, like
you forget it.
I forget what I have to do. Like how do you deal with that?
This is very, very, very normal. Very, very normal. The best is just that like for me, one of the best things I do is I record. So I would film some combos or some move that I am interested in, and then I would rehearse it sometimes. So it stays in the brain. But the thing is, like, for example, I am always in the process of creating movements. So if you ask me now which movement are in my head, I will tell you the movements I've been practicing the last days.
Which movements?
For example, I don't know, grab, go in, touch one foot, jump into a freeze, or something that I've been developing lately. But if you ask me about something that I did last month,
don't remember.
It's gone in my memory. I have to sit and think, and then okay, I forgot about this move. So yeah, it just rehearsal. You always have to rehearsal your stuff. Also, just mentally. You don't have to go physically. Sometimes I would be in a taxi or laying on bed, and I am in a sequence or I am in a scene. I'm trying to figure out this move.
But then it almost like, provided that you don't do anything else, like you really need time to.
You need to have time. I mean, you can do other things. There is a lot of b-boys that do a lot of other stuff, but you just need to be programmed, you know. You have to have a good schedule, you know, because it takes time. It's not takes time and commitment and a lot of hard work and sacrifices, you know.
It's a lot about discipline, I think.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, all this goes to the side because it's something you love. You enjoy doing it. So whatever comes after it, it's the price of it. So you don't care. You just love it. Okay, I want to do it for longer. Yeah.
I'm curious about the one thing that I always struggled, like a lot. Like, look, I'm doing choreography for a living, so I make like those big sequences of movements, and I memorize them, and then I perform them, and it's perfect. But somehow, I know that in breaking, you need to have solos. You need to have those like bits
Yeah.
of like, I don't know, 30-second long. I
Yeah,
don't even
yeah.
know how
Combos.
long.
Yeah.
Combos, yeah, exactly. And then you need to have like a lot of them. But I always have troubles to just even start composing this. Like, how do you even, how do you get around doing it? Like, how do you do it? And how many do you need actually?
Well, the thing is that breaking is so complex. So there is a lot of elements in breaking, and then there is transitions that can put that where you can put an element on element. Let's say, for example, you have a freeze, and you have a 90, a power move combo. So I can, if I want to combine a 90 to a freeze, I can either go from 90 to a freeze, or I can connect it with a transition. And this transition is the most complex in breaking. It's the way how you go from this point to this point. This is what people in our scene are mostly interested in. So you need to have a lot of these transitions, and you're being able to, it helps also if you do movements both sides, both ways. Yeah, and then when you want to combine the combo, you just think, I want to have this start, I want to start here, and I want to end here. And then you can say, you just make it like this, you just give it one try. And then you look at it, it's not so flowing. Here I could do this move better, or here I can put this move away and add something else. So you just analyze, add a little detail, grab a foot one side, you know, all this stuff. It's like you're painting, you know. So that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many do you need normally to have stored in
A
your brain?
lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Like the thing is like, for example, if you are jamming, if you go to some b-boy jam, you have some combos, okay, that you already choreographed in your mind.
Yeah.
But the most joyful part in breaking is when you are just letting your body free, and you're not planning anymore. You're just letting the music take you. And to be able to reach this level, you need to have really a lot of combos, a lot of vocabulary. So you can just jump from this move to this move to this sweep to this thread to go here, go here, go here, boom, freeze. You know, it's like you just let the body free. This is the
best of breaking.
this is the last level. Yeah.
Okay. And tell me about, so when you go like to compete, for example, in the Austrian Cypher of BC1, how many combos do you have?
So the difference is this. This is a good question, because the thing is this. For example, when I go to competition, I always, if it's a one-on-one competition, I don't talk about crew competition 2 versus 2. It's different. But when I go to one-on-one competition, I like to see how is the plan of the battle. How many rounds you need to do. You need to do 3 or 2 or 1. So I try to, before I go there, I am aware of this. So I would say in this, for example, in the BC1 Cypher, you have the first day, you have the prelim. You do maybe, I think, 3 or 4 rounds. And then the second day is top 16, you do 2, 2, to 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rounds. So you have 9 rounds on the final day, and you have 4 rounds on the first day. So before I go to the competition, I try to have at least this amount of rounds ready, prepared. Not choreographed, no. Just prepared. I have my combos ready.
What is the difference between choreographed and prepared?
So the difference is this. For example, if I choreograph my round, you will recognize it.
Yeah.
You will be like, oh, that's a choreography.
Because it's perfect and
Because
it doesn't
it's-
fit to the music.
Exactly. It's like it has one tone. But when I am prepared, I have the words, but I let them free. I just adjust them to the music, you know? And sometimes I don't even have to finish the word, you know? So that's the difference. When you're preparing your combos, you let time to adjust to the day, to the moment, to the music. If you're choreographed, it's hard that you can go far because it's like you put yourself in a bubble, in a limit.
Yeah, if something happens externally, you
Exactly.
cannot react.
You cannot adjust. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I crashed. Oh, my choreography sucked now.
Yeah.
I am out, stuff like this. So you have to be able to play. Just have your combos, and sometimes it's conversation when you're competing. So let's say, for example, I compete against you, and I have in my mind, I have like this combo and this combo and this combo and this combo I will do. And then you go in, and then you did, I don't know, you did some, for example, you did flare and you crashed. It's like you gave me a good bonus. So I will let my stuff and I will just go in and I joke about your flares and I show you, hey, look, I can do better, and show you even some other variation. So you have to be communicating. It's the moment. It's like asking and answering.
I almost find it even harder, like because you say like there are those, you can either create like a choreographed sequence or you can have like just the words ready, and I almost find it like that's even harder because it's suddenly you not only like it's you remember something but it's so disjointed, it's so disconnected from each other. There's like how do you even keep it in your head? This skill.
Rehearsal,
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
So if you have one combo, you just practice it. Okay, it works. Sometimes you can see the combo is too long, then you shorten it. Or if it's too short, you add something. Like for me, this is how I do. Like I don't like to have sets ready. I don't feel it, but I like to have combos, like blocks, parts. And then in the battle, I would just be in the moment and I would say, okay, I will do this combo and this combo. And most of the time, it happens that you only do one combo and you end up somewhere else again. It's like you're freestyling. You don't know, oh, I was planning to go to this part, but now I went to some other part, which was even better,
Okay, awesome. So, tell me a little bit about the most difficult for me, the most difficult part of breaking, which is like the power moves. The spinny things.
Yeah.
How do we
Crazy
get
moves.
the things that people love
Yeah.
about breaking?
Yeah.
The people
The
that don't know
most
anything about breaking.
Impressive movements, yeah.
How do you get around practicing those things? Is there any hack to doing those things?
Hack, what do you mean by
Like, can you speed up the process of
hack?
learning?
No. Never. I won't advise you.
Okay.
The thing is like in breaking, for example, power moves is I wouldn't say it's the hardest element, but it's strong. You need to have a lot of control for your body. It takes some strength and some awareness of your body to be able to do certain moves. But the thing is that you have to always learn the basics first. Even in the power moves, you always have to go from the lowest level to the next one. If you jump, you will stay there. You won't develop. Because like in breaking, it's like, how you say, it's like a dynamo. You know this dynamo effect?
Domino.
Domino. Sorry, man. My English
It's
is
fine.
worse. So, like, every move brings you to the next move. You know, you cannot, for example, you know some power moves. You know, for example, windmill.
Yes.
So you cannot do um, a good flare, good quality flare, if you cannot do windmills.
Right.
You know, it can be that you can do it, but it's not good.
Okay.
You know, you cannot do a 90 if you cannot do clean handstand. So it's like every element takes you to the next one, and it's also good for you if you don't want to get hurt. You have to go step by
Yes.
step, because the people who get hurt, they jump. He's playing in this level and he want to go to this level.
Yes, but this, if you're a young person, this is what you want to
Yeah.
do, right? You
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do the impressive
Yeah.
things.
It also, like, when I remember when I started breaking and I was young, and I asked my older brother, and I tell him, what's the hardest move in breaking? He tell me air flare. Air flare back then is like, it's the move. If you can do air flare, wow. And I went and I was training air flare. I cannot do nothing. I could only do windmill on the left side and one ugly half flare. And I was already trying to learn air flare. And I just wasted time. I just enjoyed I feel like I do air flare. Spent like 1 year maybe training it. It didn't work. But I was a kid. I don't really know what I do, and I was not really focused like now, you know. And then when I trained again the other power moves, the other basic power moves, and then I try air flare, okay, now I can do better, because your body gets stronger, you have better coordination, you have better understanding of the rotation, so your legs and your body is already used to the motion. So that's how it goes. If you do power moves, you need to go step by step.
So if you, let's say, make yourself like a plan of development for, let's say, 5 years. I don't know how long it takes to learn up to air flare, but what would be the natural progression? Like, how would you, what kind of move comes after what kind of move? Like, if you would to structure a plan for me, for example, and I don't know any power moves yet, how should I?
I would advise you to start very basic, from scratch. So we always say in breaking, we always say the ground is the base. So if you learn all the ground power moves, windmills, munch mills, halos, head spins, barre windmills, turtles, UFOs, and then you slowly start to go up. Flare, swipes, 90, air flare, and so on. So the best is when you start with the ground, because it's the base. It's where you understand the rotation of your legs, the kicking and the pulling. You know, to have one movement, one continuous movement.
It's also where you fall down if you crash.
Huh?
It's also where you fall down if you crash.
Yeah, and also it's less risky than if you go up or if you go on your elbows. So if you are low, you are already on the ground. So there is not a bigger risk. Yeah.
So you're saying halo before flare.
Not really. I didn't learn Halo before Flare,
Yeah.
but it's just try to be always in the base. It's better for you. So, for example, I wouldn't say a structure, but I would definitely tell you learn a windmill before you do an air flare. Learn a 90 before you do an air flare. Learn swipes before you do an air flare.
Yeah,
You know?
learn everything before you do air flare.
Before you do an air flare, like you go step by step. And also, you also have to consider something. What works for you the best maybe is not working the best for me. What works for me the best maybe is not working the best for you, because we have different body types. So maybe you have huge arms, you can control your body well, and I have shorter arms. Maybe you have longer legs, shorter legs. Maybe just you have bigger distance than me. So all this stuff, they play a big factor. So it's good just to try and figure out your own ways, what works well for you.
Do you have moves that like are really basic foundation moves? Then you're like, I just can't do it, and I don't want to do it, and I will not do it. Like, do you sometimes make these decisions where where you go like, oh, like if there was, for example, like I don't know, a halo, like it's like I don't care, I just don't care about this move, and I just gonna have my career without this move.
You can, like, there is nobody is holding you, but when you don't give it a try to learn it, you're just taking one key away from your options, from your keys, you know? It's just good to try it. Even if you cannot do it, just try it.
I think you can maybe even learn something just by trying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I almost wanna go training now.
Let's go. You have the floor.
Okay. Next question from me, because I wanna, like, I still like I believe I can still learn something.
Of course you can. Of course.
But tell me, is it only like there is economy of time and effort in practice? I believe, like, let's say you have a limited amount of energy and you have a limited amount of time. How do you go around, like, because let's say practice is 2 hours, like what kind of extra exercises would you do that are not breaking, that are helping you break? That's one question. Other question, and what is the balance between this and actually practicing moves? And then again, what is the balance between practicing moves and jamming? Like, how do you go around, you know, those
Beautiful
balancing
question.
this?
The thing is this. For example, when I started breaking, I was not doing all these workouts that people are doing right now. And it makes sense because you want to develop this muscle to be able to do these moves. You don't want to have the muscle strong. You know, like in all martial arts, for example, when a kid goes to the gym and he want to do boxing or jiu-jitsu or whatever, the coach does not tell him you have to do 100 squats and 20 push-ups every day. He'd show him technique because your brain is fresh. You want to learn the technique. Same in breaking. You want to learn the technique of breaking. You want to learn how to hold a freeze, how to shift from this baby freeze to this form. So you spend more time in this. That's how I did, and I think that's what most of people do. Even when you started breaking, you enjoy it more when you just do breaking. And then you start to realize, I have some weak points.
Right.
I don't have this muscle, is not strong. I am flexible, but maybe I'm not able to strengthen. I don't have the strength that it takes to do this move. Then you start to jump into some other exercises that help. Like, for example, for me, what I love to do the most is calisthenics. Not going crazy and doing flips in calisthenics or this, just being able to do some certain kinds of pull-ups where you integrate your core, hold it, do how much you can, or some balancing for your core, how to do the most movements that can help you for your core. Also, movements where you can control your legs. So, for example, maybe you know this one when you do the sit-up, you know?
Yeah, sit-up.
Not sit-up, sorry. The dips.
The dips, yeah.
Yeah, when you do the dips and then you bring your legs up,
Yes.
yeah, you feel the
Yeah, you
core
feel quite
and the
better.
legs. So when I do this one, this is one of my favorite. I just bring my legs up, I hold them,
Yeah.
and then I would open.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
And then I
that's
would
like
close
flares.
again. Exactly. And then I would let one leg stay just on one, bring the other one.
Yes.
So stuff like this. Gymnastic rings, sometimes they also help.
I love
And
gymnastic rings.
yeah, they are the best.
Such a punishment.
Yeah.
Humility.
Yes. So all this stuff, they really help you to develop better strength and also to prevent injuries. And I think I do it mostly for this, to prevent injuries. Because the thing with breaking, and I am sure you know about this, is that even if we say you don't have no injured wrist or no injured neck or whatever, but just the movement itself, it's mostly going one-sided.
Right.
So you develop one side stronger than the other side.
Imbalance.
So yeah, exactly, and you can recognize it also in your spine. Like one side is strong, one side is not so strong. So I had this, and I didn't understood why. Oh, I train every day, I do everything, but why? And then I recognized, because I am always on my left hand. I not always, but mostly. And then I started to develop strength also on the other side. Do stuff I can do on the left side, try to do them also on the right side. So just to create this balance to prevent injuries, and also to have more power to do your moves.
Yeah, it's definitely safer if you have both sides ready
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. So
respond.
this is this stuff they definitely help you. It's just when you are in the start, you don't have to do so much of this. You have to concentrate a lot on breaking, and then with the time goes, then add some strength exercises to this. I don't like to do I don't know, like I like to do something that can bring me the closest to breaking. You know, if you do the other stuff once in a while, no problem, but if you do it always, it's not good. You just end up being big and stiff, and for breaking you don't need this.
Yeah, right.
You don't need, no, it's not good. If you have 1 kilo more, 2 kilos more, it's 2 kilos more that you're playing with.
Yeah.
So
So you want to keep yourself light.
you want to keep yourself in a light but not weak, in a good weight.
Yeah, because it's like calisthenics. You always deal with your body
Exactly,
weight.
you're just playing with your body weight.
And tell me about the jamming versus the practicing moves, because I feel like there's some practice circles where you go and you see like people are practicing their moves, and then there are some practice circles that is like a
Jamming.
middle pressure where you just have to go do your set perfectly and then you just wait.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm wondering like how do
changing.
you deal with this? Because I almost feel like that's, unless you're really, really good, that's a very counterproductive thing to do.
The thing is this, like when you go to practice, you're just practicing your movements. You're sharpening your tools. Okay? And when you go to a jam feeling place, or you're just vibing with your friends, is a different way of practicing. It's you're bringing back the essence of breaking. You're just enjoying yourself. You're not thinking so much technically. You're more into the music and vibing into the music and exchanging with people. Oh, what this guy did. Oh, he did this pattern. I try to take this pattern and add something to it. Oh, he did this move. He reminded me of some other move I did 10 years ago, stuff like this. So I like both. I love both.
What is the correct proportion of both?
Is that, for example, the difference is this. If you only do one, for example, if you just go to the gym,
Yeah.
you have a big room for yourself, you plug in the music, you warm up, and you start to do your stuff. It's empty. It feels boring, It's like bread without sauce, nothing. It's like cooked dried rice, When you go to the other place, jamming, you have friends, you have your crew, everybody's vibing, you learn how to add the sauce and spice your food. And so I think I hope I get you a little bit closer to the difference between this and this. Yeah,
Of course.
so it's good to have both, because if you just do the jamming and this, it's nice, it's dope, it's my favorite, but you will only have a lot of sauce.
Right.
You don't have material.
Exactly.
So you need to have this and this, combine it both, and
Oh, that's an interesting
Yeah.
way to look at it. Yeah, I think it depends on what you need more sauce or more rice.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
good to have both. Always good to be open-minded. Try both.
Mm-hmm.
Do this and do this.
So speaking of open-minded, tell me a little bit about influences. Like, do you some of the better b-boys that I admire, but it's because also I have a specific taste. But those are the b-boys that have some kind of influences outside of a b-boying culture,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, like, how much you have to stay true to the culture, and how much you have to allow yourself to just, try other styles of dance
Mm-hmm.
or other styles of movement, like to
Yeah.
create, your own
Yeah.
expression or to develop the b-boying.
Yeah, the thing is this, if you, because you said like one thing to be true to the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is this, when you have to know the culture of breaking and hip hop is built by being different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody bringing his own identity into the table.
Right.
So it's the number one thing we do in our culture. So if you being true to the culture, it's good for you to extend yourself and try different things
Mm.
and learn different things. If I am, for example, interested in house, it's good for you. It helps you to learn house. Just learning, understanding the music, the groove, the difference between the groove, house, and breaking, and then you implement this into breaking. Oh, everybody will be like, "Oh, that's beautiful." Whatever, not just house, whatever discipline or whatever movements, whatever other culture. I don't know. You're interested in martial arts, bring it, try it. You will always find connections between all the cultures. There is always something in between. For example, I like to do a lot of things. I like to try whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Give me anything, say, oh, this is this, I would jump in and, okay, show me. And I think it's necessary to be like this.
Open-minded.
Yeah.
Just integrating things
Yes,
that you can
exactly.
find.
In anything, even in life in general. If you're always close-minded, no, it should be like this. Good luck in your life. I don't know who can handle you.
Yeah, but this is two things I don't understand. Because in order to learn foundation steps of breaking, you need to be close-minded. Like you need to
No,
be
no, 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 no.
100% dedicated
You
to.
have to be dedicated, but not
Okay.
closed-minded.
Because some of the more successful b-boys that I know, they are really, really, really. There's this expression called tunnel vision. They can really just like, just look at this one specific thing, and
Well, me personally,
on
I
doing
don't
it.
know nobody who is successful and
Okay.
closed-minded.
Yeah. So let's say you can get very good like this, but you cannot get like you cannot get on
The
the
thing
higher
is,
level.
you understand it with the time.
Mm-hmm.
You understand it. You're living in a universe. You're living on a planet. If you are closed-minded, no, it has to be like this. You go to the other side of the world, you see people doing it differently and much better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, okay,
I see.
I am humbled now.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. And I think also when you try different things, you understand that it's good for you. It benefits you more. It doesn't matter whatever thing. For example, let's say martial arts. You go, for example, let's say you go to breaking, you're breaking a lot, but you have no stamina.
Yes.
Oh, I get tired after one round. How? Then you go, you take a boxing class, and then he explains you. When you throw a punch, you have to breathe out with the punch. And then something clicks in your brain. That's why I got tired when I do one round, because I'm not breathing. I'm just tense. So, and then you start to connect. Oh, I took this from martial arts. I took this from this. I took this from this. You combine it, and you.
So you
Do
become
your
an
thing.
expert on what you're
Yes,
doing.
Exactly. And it's the beautiful thing in breaking is that it's a dance. A dance is a expressing of the self.
Yes.
So you bring all the stuff or the stories you have, all the things you have tried, then you express yourself with it.
Speaking of stories that you have, like you're from Casablanca, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering what kind of stories do you bring from there? Like, because you started dancing there, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that informed your style for sure,
Yeah,
100%. Like the crew,
Yeah.
your mentor, you said Lizzo, right?
No, we're friends. He's
Yeah.
not my mentor. No,
No. So
we're good friends.
close friends.
We kind of grew up together in the scene. Yeah, really close friends. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
He should be here also, actually.
Yeah, he's gonna be here at some point. I hope so. Yeah, so I'm wondering, like, what kind of, like, it's a culture clash. I'm sure it's a very different the way people do it here versus
Totally different.
the way people do it where you come from. So I'm wondering, yeah, what is the thing that you learned or that you experienced in your home country that you feel like it gives you this extra superpower here?
A lot of things, man. I don't know with what to start. There is a lot going on there.
Uh-huh.
But for me, if I just look at the difference, cultural ways, you see people there have more energy with whatever they do. Like they do it like tomorrow is the end of the world, you know? Like this passion and going fully. This is something that I developed in my country where I've been born. It's just the culture. You cannot halfway whatever you do. You have to do it fully, and hope maybe it works, maybe not. You know. So yeah, there is definitely a lot of beautiful stories, a lot of beautiful things.
Is this something that you miss?
Of course, because it's your blood, you know.
Yeah.
It's where you can rely a lot to these people. You
Relate,
understand,
yeah.
you can relate to them. You can understand this culture a lot, but everywhere has good side and bad side. So if I would stay in Morocco, I would always keep on dancing, but I don't think I will be in the stage where I am right now. You know.
So is now the life dancing for you? I mean, do you make your living with dancing?
Yeah. Right now,
Nice.
yes.
So how does it work?
It works good.
How
It's
do-
nice. Since
How do you manage to survive
it's
as
a lot of
full-time b-boy?
it's a lot of hustle. You need to work a lot. You need to try to have your contacts, and also you have to always be creative in this scene. So not just in the breaking community. If you wanna always get booked, teaching, judging, or competing, you have to be always updated. You're always in the scene. You're always competing. You're always, because there's people invite you because they like what you do.
'Cause
And
they see you.
Yes, and they respect what you do. That's most important. Not just by they liking you, but when they respect what you do. And to be out there and to shine, you have to work to get there, to be in this place.
You have to maintain your level as
Exactly.
well.
You have to maintain your level. You cannot, now I had a good year. Next year I chill. No.
Yeah.
It's not like this. It's everyday hustle. And also it's good if you try to earn your living by doing some other things, performing in theater, teaching classes, coming up with some new idea. I don't know. Design a shoes, sell it. Design your own brand, your own shirts, sell them. There is a lot of ways in our culture where people can earn money. Yeah.
So just stay creative and
Stay creative, yeah, and just be committed to what you love.
yeah, nice. So what are the qualities from your experience in battling and your experience in training and your experience I don't know, just living this kind of life that you think you mastered? Like you could become a motivational speaker and like advise it to other people. No,
You
I'm
think so?
just wondering like what are the qualities of this kind of lifestyle, b-boy lifestyle, that are like these precious pieces of wisdom that you could share with other people?
The qualities meaning like the values, the good values you
Something that you value.
in breaking, from
Yeah.
what I get from breaking.
Yeah.
Patience. A lot of patience. You're laughing. You know what's going on, huh? Yeah, it's patience. You need to be patient and take your time. Don't get frustrated. Don't get angry.
Yeah.
It humbles you. It really teaches you a lot. Yeah.
I think this is what we all miss nowadays, right? With all this instant communication.
Exactly. Everybody wants to have it right now,
Yeah.
right here. Everybody's used to just click on it and it's there. But I'm sorry, you need to do a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Tell me, because you said you have experience of performing in the theater. I mean, we met in actually not only in the training, but also in an audition.
In an
actually.
audition, yeah. I am like, is it him? Is it not him?
Yeah. Actually, I'm wondering, how is it for you, like, to step on stage that is not a breakdance stage?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. The thing is this, I love breaking so much. I love this raw energy. Bring this guy, spin a dope music, crowd is there and they are going against each other. It's like a fight. Boom, boom, boom. I love this feeling. But I also love to be on a stage. You have your people and you're not competing against nobody. You're just sharing a story or telling your own story. This is also, it's amazing. And every time I would step on a stage doing a performance or a theater, whatever, I love this feeling. It gives me chills sometimes, you know. It's like you're touching the crowd deeply just with your movements.
Because they're concentrated on you and there's no expectation.
Exactly. There is no who is better than the other guy or who gonna beat the other guy. It's just you being yourself and bringing your quality into the stage, and they receive this. And then after you finish, everybody's like, wow, nice, amazing. It's a good feeling. I love it. I miss to be in a theater. I haven't been in theater for long.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
soon.
we all haven't been in the theater for long.
But soon, I hope.
Tell me about this also. It's like, is there something, so except of expressing yourself, like, is there something that you think you can learn from this more theatrical context? So is there something that you feel like, oh, I didn't know that I don't know how to do this and I want to learn how to do this? Like, is there some skills? Or
For example, what I learned personally from the theater is you learn how to be soft. Because in breaking, you always have this tensed body, tensed muscles sometimes. But when I jump into the theater, you learn how to just flow, make yourself soft. And these concepts I developed a lot in theater. Slow music, you don't dance anymore to, I don't know, 130 beats per minute. Sometimes there is no beats, just your movements are creating the sound. So yeah, you learn a lot also from theater. I love it. Personally, I really love it.
and do you think you can bring it then back to breaking somehow?
Of course. Yeah, if you developed your unique way of moving in theater, and you go then after to compete, we will recognize it. Or at least the pro b-boys, they would be like, wow, bro, you changed. You got something different. Yeah.
Nice. Tell me about that's injuries, I would say, like the mindset. Like, I don't know if you have experience of being injured and being out, and what is the correct mindset to deal with it?
I think injuries are the enemy number one of breakers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we have a lot of injuries. We get injured a lot.
What are your famous,
I
most notable injuries?
luckily I don't have a big injury. I mean, I don't have really a huge injury where I was out for months. I just have very common injuries that are in breaking. You know, the adductor?
Yes.
Yeah, so I had one time I cut it a little bit or I overstretched it. And then I was out maybe for 2 months. But I was still training a little bit after first 3 weeks because it's impossible to stop, but I was just not able to stretch my legs again. So every movement where I have to open my legs, I just stop doing it for 2 months. And then slowly again. And then what happened again? And then I had also left knee one time. I overstretched the banda.
Ligament,
The
maybe?
ligaments. I overstretched it one time. But it was not for long. I also had it like maybe 3 weeks, a month. And sometimes you have the back,
Pain.
spine.
Yeah.
So, but it's not something really dangerous. I am just aware. If I would do some movements and I feel, oh, these movements, they really hurt me, then I
Don't do
stop.
them, right.
And then I stop, yeah. And I try to, don't pressure the body also. Try to heal it.
My friend of mine, Elias, you know Elias, Melisha,
Alicia, I knew the name.
tall b-boy, just
From here, from Austria?
from Linz.
Hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
The point is, like, he always inspired me because he's a b-boy. He always inspired me in a way, like, he would get injured a lot also. But then he would say, like, oh, if I get injured on my right arm, I just train my left arm. And this is, I think, something very, very breakdance about it. I don't know what it is, but it's like in contemporary dance, there is a lot of this, like, oh, I'm injured in my ankle. I cannot do anything. I have to rest for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, do nothing. Whereas like b-boys, I have the feeling there is a different mentality. It's like,
It's totally different.
I respect that.
It's warrior mentality. Yeah, we do this a lot. That's true.
Yeah.
Even you would have I remember there was like some events and one guy he won that event with an injured knee. He was not able to bend his knee, so his leg was always stretched, and he won it. But the fact that his leg was always straight and he does not put it on the ground made everything what he was doing even more unique.
Okay.
So imagine you do patterns and your knees are both like this, and then suddenly you have one leg that is like this, and you're just moving. This other leg is not moving.
So you can use your, let's say, disability, like the temporary disability, to your advantage because it makes it more special.
But it's true. But I wouldn't recommend you to go 100%. No. If you have an injury, sit down a little bit. Study your injury. I wouldn't recommend you to sleep and wait for the injury to be gone, because it won't be gone like this.
Yeah.
You have to move still. You have to shake it off. You have to hang. You have to do some ice baths. You have to go swim. You have to stretch more, black roll your body more to get rid of this. And if you want to break, do the same like your friend does. You hurt your left, okay, try on the right side.
Yeah, look, have had so many injuries in my life that like
You too?
Yeah.
From breaking?
No, because I didn't start with breaking.
Yeah.
Like, actually, breaking is surprisingly fine. It's was more like first ballet. I did ballet, and then the contemporary dance. Like that was like ballet is just so unnatural. Like you have to turn out your legs like stupid, and if you don't have a good teacher, you don't know that you shouldn't turn out your legs like stupid. But I was still doing it, so that's bad for the knees. So I had a lot of knee problems for a very long time. Repeating and like take me out for like a year maybe sometimes. But then I had still like contemporary dance also has another of those patterns where it's like you have to repeat certain movements, but now they are not turned out, they're like in parallel, and parallel is also not a natural position for the body. When you do it for a long time, you suddenly your abductor muscles get so sore
Okay.
you cannot walk. Like you can create a lot of imbalances by like strict rules of training.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like now I just practice breaking, and of course I do like I know so much more now, so now it's of course not big deal, but I almost feel like breaking has this like unique ability to, oh, actually I don't have to do this move. Like actually I gonna get injured if I do this move, so I can also not do this move.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like for me,
For
it's
sure.
like a classic example is just like I cannot turn on my head
On the head,
because
yeah.
it's too pointy. You know, so like I always wanted to turn, but it's just too pointy. It's like every time I turn, like even in a hat, like free
But
hats.
I think you will be good for halos.
Yeah. So I have very good balance on my head, but I cannot turn because the
Spin.
skin stays
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
place, and then it just fucking opens, and it's not good.
True.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of stuff.
You need to be smart with breaking. If you have an injury, find your way.
Yeah. But that was just, like for me the most inspiring thing ever in the dance was like, I don't know, you probably know the company Illabilities, like with all the handicap b-boys.
Yeah.
And there are even some handicap b-boys here in Vienna, and I find breaking like almost like the most inclusive dance style there is.
Of course.
Because if you cannot do something on your legs, you just do it on your arms. If you cannot do it on your arms, you do it on your legs. It's like you always have to find your own original style. So it's almost, I don't want to say it's an advantage, but it celebrates your uniqueness in this way.
Definitely. And everybody, like you said, everybody's included.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like we always say, if the whole world would break, it would be b-boys and b-girls, there would be no wars.
Are you sure?
No wars, I guarantee you. Because you know why? If they got a beef, you got a beef, let's go down. No, let's dance it up.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, but there is a lot of beef though.
There is beefs, but not fighting beefs. Not to this level where somebody go and
Have you
hurt
been
somebody.
to Eastern Europe?
I've been.
And there also sometimes they're fighting, man.
But with me,
Yeah.
nobody did something to me, to be honest.
No, but it's rare.
Yeah.
It's really positive culture. I find it like really nice. I always really enjoy coming to the jams. Like even I cannot do anything. Like I maybe I can do something, but I like in my eyes I cannot do anything. And even,
I think you can do a lot. You're just trying to.
but even this, I still enjoy just like to be there, and just like goof around a bit. And
Yeah.
it's so nice. Yeah. What opportunities? Or let's put it like this: what changed after you started winning competitions? Before, let's say you've been participating and it's been fine. After you start winning bigger and bigger competitions, what does change?
Just recognition. Yeah.
Like fame, in a way.
Not
Respect.
fame, just like people recognize you. Ah, okay, I know this guy. And also, for example, in the breaking scene, it's so hard to get into the breaking scene and earn your spot, especially in a high level. For example, I was competing already 12 years ago, and already winning 12 years ago, but only in the local scene. Only back then when I was living in Morocco. Then 2 years after, start to travel. Go to Europe, win some jams, come back. It's okay. They are not the biggest, the world's most famous jams, but there is international level. But since 2017, I am here. I go more to more jams, more international events. And then the people, they start to recognize you. Oh, this guy is strong. This guy is strong. Because one time you lost, you're out in the top 16. Second time you're out in top 8, top 4. You win. Okay, next jam you go again, you lose. But you earned your spot by going to these jams. And this is hard to do because not everybody can go to a high level event where, I don't know, there is 600 participants and you are in the top 16. It's not easy. It's rough.
So did you start to be harder on yourself?
Not harder on yourself. Just you're just more focused on this goal.
Yeah.
So you're trying to do everything just to reach this goal.
And what's at the end? Like, let's say if you continue this pathway, like towards, I don't know, number one, BC1, let's say. What's in the end? What's there once you get there?
It stays for a lifetime.
Okay.
If you win it, it stays. You are among the best. You were that day. You are with the top 16 best in the world, and then you are the number one. It stays for life. You're gonna tell it to your children if you're older man, and it stays. I don't say, oh, this means the word. It just symbolizes your career and your breaking career,
And what if?
And it's not meant for everybody. Not everybody gonna be there, Some people, for example, Po1?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Po1, he never won a battle himself. He never. But he's so respected in the scene. Everybody respects this guy because he has done a lot. He taught a lot. He showed to the people a lot of ways. So people took from him a lot.
Nice.
So there is a lot of ways to be recognized. You just have to be yourself, and you have to be committed to your thing, and just be a nice person.
Be a nice person.
Yeah,
That's a good
just
one.
be a nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, speaking of Po1, actually, I'm curious, for someone who never did breaking, and maybe it's not a child, because like usually you start breaking as a child.
Yeah.
But if you're not a child and you would like to start breaking, how? I know I can tell you how I started breaking, but I don't know if it's a good way. I just went to the jam and I started asking people, can I learn? Can you show me how to do this? Can you tell me how to do this?
And they show you.
Yeah, because they're nice. Like that was the most amazing thing for me. Like, people just are willing to share knowledge. Maybe if you're like really good, they don't. But if you're really,
they show you really. We like in our scene. When you, for example, if I am in a jam and then you come to me and you tell me, hey, can you show me this and this? I feel good. I feel humble. I feel, I have something that this guy want to learn. I will show you 100%. Okay, try this. It's like, it's a nice feeling. It's only maybe, like you said, if somebody is famous, if you go with a different approach of you calling him out, you want to compete against him. That's different. It happens many times, even to me. I'm like, get out of here. I don't want to. Like, leave me in peace. But if somebody comes to, he want to learn, we show him. The way how you did it is the best way.
But
Because when you go to the local jam, you see the community. So you're integrated. You can ask them, hey, where do you train? After this jam, is there some other jam? And then you're linked into the community. They can tell you, yeah, come tomorrow. We have an open floor in this place. And then you go there again. And then they will show you, start with this, start with this, start with this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. But I know that there's a lot of people that would be maybe too shy, because suddenly you come to an open floor like this, you see people on a level that you're like thinking like, oh my God, I just cannot do shit. How will I ever be like this? And then you feel it can be discouraging. So I'm wondering.
Yeah, but driving a car is also sometimes discouraging, or, you know, it's you. If you really want it, there is no problem. You just go, hey, can you show me how to do this move? Very simple.
So I think the feeling that I mean, now it's so much better, but the feeling but still sometimes I go to some practice and it's like, oh my God, it's like you guys have been practicing for 20 years every day and now I'm here, you know? There are people like this.
It's good, especially when somebody who is not a kid and he's interested. We love this. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Because it shows, okay, you're grown up, you have been, you for sure you're doing something else. But you say, oh, I want to learn breaking. Everybody's welcoming you.
Yeah, that's what I experienced here in Vienna also. There are some people that just maybe older, maybe.
Yeah, nobody will turn his back on you. No, I don't want to show you. This never happens. You want to learn something, they show you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So
because what I will show you 2 or 3 tricks, and it's enough for you. You will be like, okay,
it's enough for like
and then I will just tell you, okay, just train this, just try to drill it. And then if you did it one time good, I will encourage you. Wow, dope, nice. Okay, try to add this to it, and that's it. I'm not gonna stay with you for watching. Just give you. I do my thing. I see again.
Yeah, and the only barrier that I find is this feeling of embarrassment, like, you know, this feeling of like, I don't know how to do it. I'm out of my comfort zone, like 100%, and I know because I had also some other contemporary dance friends that they love it. They would love to be able to do it, but this whole idea of just like going somewhere where people know how to do it and they're so good, it's already like such a big barrier that they will like never do it, you know?
I think this is normal in every field. The only thing that I can guarantee you, and these guys who want to try, our community people are nice. If you just jump in and, hey, I want to ask, nobody will be like, that's not good for you. Nobody will do this. No one. Nobody will put your value down. Everybody will lift you up. You are part of us. If you're interested in this, I feel joyful. I feel good. Oh, this guy, look, he's doing, I don't know. Like, for example, yesterday when I had the class, the workshop, there was one guy, he was doing judo and taekwondo and boxing. Like really for 10 years. Like heavyweight. 115 kilo.
Wow.
And he come and he was trying his best, doing his things, and he enjoyed it. And I was like, that's beautiful, that's nice. And I was really with him, committed, showing him everything. And for me, this was very nice because you can see he's totally from a different field, even bigger guy, heavy, tall. But he's like, oh, I want to learn how to floor work a little bit, how to crawl on the ground, how to do this freeze, or how to go sneak in this way. Yeah, And you can see he enjoys it.
Yeah, I find this really beautiful. Like, so, I mean, I'm this kind of guy also. Like, you know, some kind of movement experience, and then just wanting always to learn
Yeah.
new things, because I think, I mean, it's just something wonderful about like the whole idea that we can learn something, you know, in the body
Yeah.
that we couldn't do before. You know, I just find it amazing because it's just, there's so many people just living their lives, you know, just walking and sitting and running and nothing else, and then suddenly like you are able to spin on your arm. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
It's beautiful. Okay, I am interested. If you could tell me what happens, maybe I would say, do you see an end to this? Like, does it being a b-boy finish at some point, or like, because I'm just wondering, because like say you're now link your life to hustling, to dancing, but then do you see how it could evolve later, or like are you prepared for any kind of, you know, I don't know, getting old or something?
You mean in this direction?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that it will end
Mm-hmm.
because it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
It's even more and more growing, and more people, more communities get into breaking, and also there is always a lot of doors that are open.
Mm-hmm.
Every year there is something new happening with breaking. So because it's powerful, it's huge, it's really powerful. Just the fact, like, you compete against each others, you sweat, you bring all this complexity,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like a fight. I'm sure you have been in battles, it looks raw. And in the
It's, I think for me this is the closest thing to boxing that I know.
yeah, it's a fighting dance. You can, we call it fighting dance. You're fighting, but you're dancing. But in the end, we shake hands. Thank you, bro. It was
Right.
nice to exchange with you. And the DJ plays the whole day. The people jam to the side. It's very strong. It brings people together like no other culture. In the breaking culture and the hip hop culture, you know this. People from all over the world. You see people hanging out with each others. It could be in a place where there is wars.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and they are together. You tell him, "Oh, you are from this country and you are from this country. Here there is beef," and he's like, "Huh, bro? What is?
Yeah.
Don't talk about this. Like this is dumb shit. We're here. We enjoying the dance. We are blessed to be here, and just lifting each other's. Like this is really this is the because it has this strong message. I don't think it will disappear. It will always be stronger and even bigger and more. Bigger brands are coming inside and creating opportunities and promoting it, and it's gonna be really good. Like now it's going to the Olympics.
Yeah. What do
in
you think
2
about
years.
that? Is breaking a sport?
Well,
you?
breaking is breaking,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's you how you wanna choose it to be. So, for example, I always say this: it's so big, it's bigger than to be a sport. It's bigger than to be anything else, but it's you can take it however you want. So, for example, if you just do breaking because you like the lifestyle, you like to bring people together, you like to just be in a jam, play music and dance, enjoy. No problem. You are part of us. You do breaking because you take it as a sport. You want to develop your strength. You want to feel better. You want to look better. No problem. You're welcome. You do breaking and you want to perform in the theaters. You want to tell a story. No problem. You're welcome. So it's you and how you approach it.
That's amazing.
There is no right or wrong. You approach it this way, no problem. Do it. If it makes you feel happy, do it. The only difference is that like when it's now in a competition, the thing is, it's always a dance. We cannot disagree on this. We cannot say no, breaking is not a dance, is now this. No, it's always a dance. It's just now the community decided to put it more on a competition level. So for example, let's take for example boxing. Okay, boxing is a martial art, right?
It's a fight.
Yeah, but it's also a sport, right?
Yeah.
Same with dancing, same with breaking.
Yeah.
It's an art in itself. It's a culture, but it can also be sport if you put it in a specific rules. I am still curious how it's gonna be with the judging, but I am not against it. It's a plus for the community. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know so many people like from less privileged countries that finally get to travel thanks to this. Like they don't even have to be the best in the world, but just the fact that they're representing their country makes them possible to travel.
You know what I see in this, what's bigger for me in this point that it's going to be in the Olympics. I always say this also. When I was a kid, for example, and I would be breaking, and somebody tell me, "What do you do?" So I do breaking. Ah, you do breaking. What is breaking? Ah, you do hip hop. Oh, what is hip hop? It's bullshit. It's a street culture. This won't bring you nowhere. Blah blah blah. You know. But now, if I talk, or a kid now, as a kid, an 8-year-old kid, he's doing head spin, trying to learn. And then his mom asks him, "What are you doing?" I do breaking. Why you want to do breaking? Yeah, because it's in the Olympics. I can bring a gold medal.
Right.
Then it's different, you know? So for me, that's the only thing. And this is just my generation. If you look at the guys who grew up in the 80s with breaking and the 90s, they have a whole different story. They don't even know. Like even my father now, sometimes he still calls it Smurf. This is Smurfing. You don't know what the hell is this thing, jumping around, you know. But when you are sitting at home and you are on the TV watching, and you see people
Olympics,
spinning, and it's huge. It's a huge. Trust me. Like when breaking is in the Olympics. For example, they did this when they did it in the Youth Olympics in 2018 in Argentina. It has the most crowd of all the other
disciplines.
Yeah, I mean, people are like, "What the hell? This guy's spinning, and it's just the youth."
Yeah, of course. I mean,
even
like throwing a stick, it's less exciting.
It's like massive. You see this guy, boom, going at others, jumping, flipping on the music, killing the beat fast. Boom, let's go. It's exciting. It's entertaining. So yeah, I'm curious what it will be. I just hope that they manage to do it in a nice setup, and keep fair and to keep it raw as possible. Like the Red Bull BC1, like the way how they do. It's big, but they keep it raw. 5 judges, you are here, let's go. So yeah, I'm really curious about this.
Nice. Okay. Tell me some advice for young people who maybe want to do what you do.
I don't know what to say exactly. Yeah, just train, be patient. Start step by step, don't jump the steps. And ask for advices. You see somebody better than you, go to him and reach to him. Hey, how can I do this? Can you show me this? Can you show me that? And yeah, that's it. And travel, go to events, make your name for yourself, and yeah, good luck to you. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah,
Awesome, lovely. Thank you for this conversation.
appreciate. Thanks to you.
This, if you like this, if you really like what you just heard, please consider liking and subscribing on our wonderful channel, and have a lovely day.
Peace.